kids, how are you guys doing? We are out here in the rain in the chicken coops feeding our chickens because Ollie loves his chickens so much. In fact, he loves them so much that the other day when we were outside, he saw a robin fly overhead. You guys know what robins are, right? They're the birds that have the red tummies. Well, he saw a robin fly by and he pointed at it and said, "Chicken!" because he thought it was a chicken. And I had to explain to Ollie, we do have birds that are called chickens, but we also have other birds that are called robins. I can't wait for the day he sees a bluebird and I get to tell him about bluebirds and blue jays and hummingbirds and all these different kinds of birds. Actually, speaking of birds, what's your favorite kind of bird? I like swans. I also like ducks. Our chickens are pretty cool though. Anyways, it got me thinking, do you know what I love about birds is they're all different. I mean, some birds don't really even fly. Ostriches run along the ground. They're the biggest bird in the world. Albatross have huge wingspans. There's an eagle that lives up there. Flamingos are pink because of the shrimp they eat. So this is really cool that there's no more Cheerios to feed them. It's really cool that God made all different types of birds. And that's what we're talking about this month, is how awesome God's creation is. And I want to read you a story. It's actually at the very beginning of your Bible, in Genesis, the first book. And I'm going to read to you from Ollie's Bible, the beginning. It says, "In the beginning the world was empty. Darkness was everywhere, but God had a plan. God separated the light from the darkness. 'Let there be light,' he said. And the light turned on. He called the light day. And he called the darkness night. This was the end of the very first day. Then God said, 'I will divide the waters.' He separated the waters in the clouds above from the waters in the oceans below. He called the space between them sky. This was the end of the second day. Next, God rolled back the waters and some dry ground appeared. He made plants of many shapes and colors. We have tons of plants up here in Washington. He made mountains, hills, and valleys. This was the end of the third day. God put a shining sun in the sky for daytime. He put a glowing moon and twinkling stars in the sky for nighttime. This was the end of the fourth day. On the fifth day, God made swishy fish and squiggly creatures to live in the ocean. Then God made birds to fly across the sky. On the sixth day, God made animals to creep, crawl, hop, and gallop. Then from the dust, God made the most wonderful creature of all, a person. God named him Adam. On the seventh day, God rested." I think it's so great how creative our God is. So my challenge to you this week is to memorize our new Bible verse, which we'll say in a second, but also grab a pen and a piece of paper or a pencil, take one of your parents, go outside, and just look at everything around you. Write down how many different types of plants you could see. Maybe you see like a pine tree and you see a rose bush and you see grass. Or write down how many birds you can think of. And just go outside and notice all the beautiful things God has created and thank Him for it. Just look at the gorgeous nature He surrounded us with. You know, God didn't have to create all this type of stuff. He could have given us one tree, one bird, and a cat, and that would have been that. But He loves us so much, He surrounded us with beautiful nature. So go outside, look at it, and appreciate it. So our Bible verse for this month is Psalm 145, verse 3. And it says, "Lord, you are great. You are really worthy of praise. No one can completely understand how great you are." And that's in the New International Revised Version. You can find it in your version if you want. Again, it's Psalm 145, verse 3. So look it up, start memorizing, and I will see you again next week, Mountain View kids. Have an amazing week.